أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Jazakallah khair for joining me on another episode of the Sensual Womb Whispers, the podcast by the House of Sacred Space. I'm your host, Rizana Shahjahan Abdul Razak. Yo, this is part two of why you should lock up your kitty. And if you haven't listened to part one, go listen to part one. I introduce the whole concept of the locking up your kitty and the four reasons or four parts for it. And this is part two. Now, in part two, we're talking about physical access that we give a man. And now in part one, I talked about the hanging of the we, the hanging out of the we, like literally the we hanging out. Here, I'm going to talk about the physical access to a man. And there are so many layers of this physical access to a man. And let's see how this goes, inshallah. Okay, first one. Let me check my time because I don't want to go way beyond. And if it goes longer, there'll be more parts to the same concept. Anyhow, physical access to a man. So let's take the most in your face physical access that I'm talking about. Having sex with a man. Okay? So you're married, you're not married, you're in a relationship, you're in a long-term relationship, whatever. But I'm talking about a man having sex with you. Now, the two elements here that are different is you have a contract between the man, that's the nikah or the wedding contract. And the second element is you don't have this contract with a man and you have sex with him. So the contract with the man and that's your husband, and you have intercourse with him, you also have to understand that when you're having sex with your husband, he is downloading onto you his anger, his frustration, all of that onto you. Now, I want to speak about this element, not on this episode. Let me make it clear. I don't want to speak about, because this needs a time of its own. And to be fair, I want to speak with somebody. I want to do that episode with somebody I have in mind, inshallah. So I'm not going to speak about that. Okay, that will come into through another episode. Now, what I want to speak about is the man that you don't have contractual obligations with. The man who's not obligated by law to do things for you. The man who's not obligated by law that if you guys break up, in the sense you break up and you go separate ways, that you're not financially eligible for anything from him. That's the relationship I'm talking about. First of all, let's just go start. Let me tell you. When you have sex with a man, when there is penetration, okay, either he ejaculates or he doesn't ejaculate. It doesn't matter. When there is penetration, when he penetrates you, I'm talking about outside marriage, without being contractual obligation, without having contractual obligation with the man, when he penetrates you with an intention just to have sex with you, without an intention to protect you, there itself you lose the game. It does not matter. Yeah, if it does not matter, you would think he has good intentions. You assume he's not a playboy. You assume he wants to give the best thing for you, and you have to put it out because you love him and you care about him. and he means so much to you, blah blah blah. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. All right. I ain't a teenage girl. I know. I know men. I know women. All right. You go have sex with them. The first penetration, the first thrust. And this is something that women who have had sex or not had sex need to understand. And this is something that we in our community, not talking about the Muslim community only, the South Asian community, we don't speak about this. Nobody told me this. I had to study and understand. Allahu Akbar. I got to study and understand these things because nobody in our community, again, I will say it, in our South Asian community, nobody nobody in the South Asian community, nobody in the Muslim community, regardless of which part of the world you are, these things are not discussed. These things are not told. These things are not discussed. Momentaries at first thrust from a man who you are not contractually obligated to. And I'm not talking about those cases which we don't have any control. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, protect our offspring, and protect all the men and women and all our children. I mean, I'm not talking about that. Um, I'm not talking about that. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. Yo, like I said, I'm always candid and I am trying to organize my son's basketball pickup. So sorry, just give me a couple of seconds. I'm trying to organize his pickup properly. Mm, uh, I'm trying to organize his pickup. And see, this is, how do I put it? This is a mom's life. I had to pause the recording because I needed to organize these things. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So, see, I'm a mom. Um, and Allahu Akbar. And I have to handle this little one basketball work because I came here to record and stuff like that. And alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful to do this. And that's one of our superpowers as moms, that we are able to do so many things. And that's also something which, like, it's they can use this to say, actually shame fathers. And yes, they can say, oh, we carry the mental load, we do this, we are women, we do this, and the fathers don't do that. But to be fair, I would say that my husband does a lot of stuff for us. A lot of stuff. I mean, handling these things are not a burden, but it's not a burden. It's just that I know how to do these things better, and there are certain things he knows how to do. And I believe these are the gender roles that we we have been conditioned and propagated against. So to be fair, my husband comes home and cleans. He does. He cleans. I don't ask him to clean. He just, if there's a bowl in the sink, he just rinses it. There's something in the sink. If there's even a pot in the sink that I haven't gotten to because I'm doing something with my kids, he won't ask me a question. He'll just go and wash it. So yeah, so I'm sorry, y'all. That's a side twist to this. SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah, Alhamdulillah. I was talking about giving physical access to men, and I'm talking about the first thrust. Like, when we're not taught this as a Muslim community, and as women, and as South Asian women, we're not taught this. The first thrust of a man where you don't have an energetic contract, and you'll tell me, but it's just a piece of paper. Is no, darling. Why is that a piece of paper? Why is marriage a piece of paper? But when you're buying a house, buying a car, um, buying some property, it ain't a piece of paper. It's a deed. It's important. When you're buying stocks, when you're buying investments, it's not just a piece of paper. It's a valuable document. It's a deed, Riz. Who convinced you that a marriage contract is way more important for you and for your future generations than a deed or a bond paper? Who convinced you? And they've done a fantastic job at that. Okay, so when we're talking about energies, in the first thrust itself, he is downloading his anger, his frustration, his insecurities, his pain, his suffering, his traumas, his hopes, his desires, his ambition, his intention, his future plans, his past mistakes, his food dislikes, his allergies, all of that is being downloaded onto your sacred womb. Now you'll be like, but Riz, the sperm cannot stay in the waj for a long time. It gets died off. It literally, once it releases, Riz, unless there's an egg to fertilize, it just dies. The chemical situation in the womb is so bad it dies. Honey girl, do you know that your sacred womb to be altered, the man does not even need to ejaculate. He doesn't need to ejaculate at all. Don't get it twisted. His DNA doesn't need to leave his body. So-called sperms. Your vaginal lubrication and his coating of his penis, those thrust creates a chemical energy. I'm being crude, but something needs to be said because we all need to understand this clearly. Okay? And that chemical reaction with those multiple nerve endings that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you there creates a ripple effect straight through your vagus nerve up to your brain and onto your biofield as well. And the new thing that the man has to deposit his DNA for you to get altered. Come on, baby girl. Time that you learn more stuff. The first thrust is depositing everything onto you. Your energy field is coded, recoded by his energy. Again, his desires, his wants, his pleasure, his displeasure, his trauma, his pain, his cravings, his likes, his dislikes, his sports team, his favorite team, his least favorite team, the codes of his best friend, all of that gets deposited onto you because you don't have a contractual barrier to keep all that away from you. And you think it's okay. And the so-called one night stand. Ish. I just had sex with him once, Riz. It starts before you even have the intercourse. I'll come to it. But we didn't have sex, Riz. It starts way before that. You don't need to have sex for your biofield to be coded with his energy. Shock. Don't get me started. So this is the basic of a man, you having sex with a man, either he ejaculates or not, your energy field is coded. Your wealth, ability to pull in timelines of wealth, health, success, job, career, children, future is all tainted with his energy. It is all muddled with his energy. So if a man is not ambitious as much as is you go have sex with him, you will feel that you're kind of sluggish. You're not that great. You're not this. Why is it happening? Because baby girl, his energy has been imprinted onto you, and it literally takes 3 moon cycles to get rid of his imprinted energy on your biofield. Ta-da! Riz, we just made out once, Riz, in like 6 months ago. I've been so miserable. It takes some time as well. So for some women, it takes more time than 3 moon cycles. And you thought, and the guy must have been married by then. But you're still here pining over him or mooning over him or crying over him because your energetic field is coded by his energy. And there's more than 1000% possibility and a probability, and it definitely would have happened that he's absorbed your energy, your codes, your feminine power, your softness, your intelligence, your hard drive, your drive for success, your drive for fame. All of that he's absorbed. And suddenly he has a glow up. Ha! He has a glow up. And you're wondering why me, Riz? Why not me, Riz? How come he has a glow, Riz? He looks so good now, Riz, because he took it from you. Part two of that, giving men physical access. You hang out with them as friends. You laugh with them. A female laughter after a certain octane. This is science. Come for me if you want to. I will put you on game. A female's laughter after a certain octane level in the presence of men who are not their mahrams, in the sense of men who are not physically, energetically, or contractually coded to be their protectors, is an opening to for your energy to be absorbed. When my mother used to tell me, don't laugh so loud, you're a girl, don't laugh so loud in the public, it's not nice, I thought she was being prude. I thought she was being old fashioned. I understand later that my mom knew way better, but she didn't know the reason. She didn't know the energetic laws of it. But she knew, and she does. And now, me learning this, I teach my kids. I still laugh loud. I still laugh loud, unfortunately. I still laugh loud. I'm working on it. Subhanallah. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Like I was saying, my mom knew. She knew. And unfortunately, she didn't know the science behind it because that's what she was taught by her elders. And she passed it on to me. And I'm somebody who goes on to asking, why? Explain to me why. I found my own answer because laughter is vibration, and vibration alters reality. And your vibration as sacred female has the capacity, capability, power to alter somebody else's reality. And that your laughter. Like, have you read in these books, Tinkering of Laughter, Tinker of Laughter? Her laughter was like bells. Girl, bells are one of the most powerful vibrational ornaments ornaments, not ornament, or ornaments, vibration ornaments that were used in the olden days to change the vibration of the people to get them into a healing state. That's why all the bells were cracked. In the 18th century, they cracked the bells on purpose so that the industrial medical complex can thrive. Think, think, why were these parables used? Okay, let's get into this further. You are in the presence of men and you think that they are friends. Oh, yeah, I will do another episode where I really will go deeper into that, saying men are not your friends. Men are not your friends. Time you knew that. So, we'll talk about the physical aspects of having sex with a man. Next is having friends who are men. They are there to absorb your energy, darling. They're there to absorb your energy. This is why you need to lock up your kitty. And I think I want to make this faster so that when I go to that episode, all of this will make sense. Men who are your friends or your so-called colleagues who are your work friends, you're very close to them, they're like brothers to you. Doesn't work, darling. Trust me, it doesn't work. I know because I worked in the corporate sector and I've seen a lot. What else? Oh, and the men that you're trying to get to know to get married for marriage purposes, and you go out with them, you have a meal with them. Why do we say that you need to have a chaperone? And the chaperone concept is not a new concept. I don't know why women behave like it's a new concept. In history, in olden ages, women of higher society, women of higher society stand. So let's talk about chaperones. Like I said, y'all, I did pause this. So how do I say? I'm being honest. I'm being transparent. I did pause this because I had to do something and I'm back here unpausing. So it might seem a bit disconnected. I'm sorry. I apologize. This episode had to be paused many times to continue. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so chaperones. Yeah, like I said, why do we behave like this concept of chaperone is something new and that it has never happened before? In history, if you take in the 17th century, 18th century, or even before that, royalty, women of royalty were always accompanied by someone when they were in public or even in their own homes. If they're going to talk to somebody or if they're going to, they were always accompanied by someone. There was always somebody with them. They were never alone. They were always chaperoned, especially if they were not married. The women, when they're not married, they were always chaperoned. Even married women had chaperones. They did not go places alone for their protection. And that why is that? Because their energy was being protected. Because they had a buffer. And usually the chaperone was a maid, was a chambermaid, or somebody you hired as a chaperone. Somebody. Usually, the woman that was chaperone, your chaperone would be of somebody of a lower class. Have you thought about that? Why hire somebody of a lower class as a chaperone? Or why keep as a woman of a lower class as a chaperone? So that anybody trying to access the main girl's energy, they will end up accessing the chaperone's energy. By the time they come to the main person, the barrier would be up very well. Think about these things. Okay? So, like I said, you're getting to know a guy for marriage. You're going out with him, you're talking to him, you're chatting with him. All these are vibrations of energy exchange. And you'll come to me, you're like, but how am I supposed to get to know him, Riz? How am I supposed to get to know he's the one, Riz? Honey, you could spend years and years talking to a man, get married to him and can't stand his energy for 2 months and get divorced. You don't know. That is why you have to focus on your energy. You have to focus on cleaning your energy. You have to focus on maintaining alignment of your energy. So whatever you magnetize is a perfect thing for you. You don't need to spend 6 months, 1 year, 8 years in trying to get to know a person and then have this concept thrown to your face saying, it's just a piece of paper. Stop being played with. Stop being taken for a fool. Okay? So the men you're talking to for marriage or the men you're dating. You don't want to marry, you want to date. They're all absorbing your energy. Or else we've been known each other for a year. Now we've lived together. It's been 2 years. Idiot. He may be an amazing, maybe the best human being after Adam alayhi salam, according to you. But he's still absorbing your energy, knowingly or unknowingly. And he might end up being the connector to an entity that wants access to your energy, and you'll be easily giving it through him. And you wonder why things are not working out. And you wonder why it's so frustrating. You wonder why you're sad, you're depressed, you're moody, your cycle is off whack, you're not happy with your life. You want more things, but you don't have the energy. You wonder why. Because your energy has been sucked out. Nah, no, you take my word for it. Who am I? I'm just a middle-aged woman, a middle-aged mother living in the desert of Arabia. And who am I to talk? I ain't an influencer. I don't have millions and millions of followers. I don't have multiple books out as yet. I don't have $1 billion podcast. Who am I to talk to you about this? Up to you. My guidance is from God, not from a podcast. Okay, so you go out with the man, you touch hands, but we just hold hands. Did you not know, or did you not get the memo that science has now discovered that our hands emit energy or emit light, aka Noor from our hands. We're able to emit Noor from our hands. I've been speaking about this over a decade and a half, but you all didn't believe me. Now science has caught up. Will you believe me then? Your hands, your fingers are energy conductors. My mother always used to say, she still does. She says, don't put your hand into a bowl of meat. Use a spoon because your hands contains, according to her, she said your hands contains germs that will destroy the bowl of meat. And if I pour that bowl of meat into the pot, the whole pot will get destroyed. And that's what science says. You have germs in your hand. Hence, the hand sanitizers, they don't do shit for us. Please. Please. During COVID, people were going crazy with hand sanitizers. And I was saying these hand sanitizers, these are alcohol chemicals that get seeped into your skin through the thin layer of your palms. They're not going to help you. They will destroy you. Now we see it, why? Say, oh, we just hold hands, we just sit next to each other, we don't do anything, we just look into each other's eyes. Honey, these are all energy exchanges. I'm not saying don't meet the guy. I'm not saying don't talk to the guy. I'm not saying not have an interaction. But what I'm saying is have the intention that you're protected. You're completely protected. Would you go into a lion's den and say, oh my God, it's such a cute pussycat race? Like, how can you not see this pussycat and think it's so cute? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Seriously, are you stupid? You know that the lion is dangerous, but you do not know that a random man who you do not know about, you don't even know. And you don't know if what access he has or what has access on him. I'm sorry, I'm being blunt. Because many women need to know this. What has access to him or what he has access to. You don't know. And you're like, he's so cute. He's so nice. He just bought me some gifts and he... Oh, please stop buying into this bloody feminine energy rhetoric and this feminine energy teaching which destroying us. Okay? Okay, rant out of the way. You're sitting with a man without proper protection on you, without an energetic protection on you. He's having access to your energy. It's like he's leaving away with $1 million that he stole from you. You would call the cops on the guy, no matter how much you like him, you'd call the cops on him. But he steals your energy, you don't even bat an eyelid because that's okay. But that's your potentiality to magnetize the timeline of $1 million, which he stole. Is that okay now? No, because you were never aware of it. Now you are. You have to lock up your kitty physically. Physically, you have to lock up your kitty. It's not only about having sex with a man, but sitting with a man, being around a man, being around men. Your kitty is unsafe. You need to lock her up properly. She doesn't know how to lock herself up. You need to lock her up. You need to put energetic barriers around you. You need to put an energetic bubble around you so that she is protected. You are protecting her. It's your responsibility to protect her. It's not her responsibility to protect you. It's your responsibility to protect her. Don't get this twisted. Don't get this twisted. You have to physically make sure that your kitty is protected. Don't be stupid. Please don't be stupid. And then don't get into compromising situations and come to me and say, "Oh my God, Riz, I wasn't thinking. Why were you not thinking?" May God protect us. There are compromising situations. I wasn't thinking. I'll be fair, honest. To this day, I'm like, how stupid was I? I was so stupid to do those things. I was stupid to give access to those things. Who the why the F was I that dumb? So I feel yeah. Time to become smart, darling. Time to step up. Time to become smart. Lock up your kitty. That's another argument for why you need to lock up your kitty. In the next subsequent episode or episodes, Allahu Alam, whether I'm going to do one or two, I will go into the spiritual, energetic reasons. Because you all will come to me and say, I ain't spiritual, Rez. I ain't religious, Rez. Your energy. You believe in energy? I will speak to you about the energetic reasons why you need to lock up your kitty. All the things that we spoke about, the $1 million, the access, the health, the wealth, all of that, I will lay it out properly to you with examples and processes that you'll understand how that you've been losing money, health, wealth, and beauty to a man or women even. Because energetically, you're being absorbed by men, women. So now you know why you need to lock up your kitty. Can you do better, please? We do better when we know better. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.